Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley and I'm a homeschooling mom to 4, soon to be 5 kids. I have a 3rd grader, 2nd grader, preschool, and then a baby on the way. Today I wanted to review some just like U.S. atlas books. I have been looking for like a really good atlas for my kids because I want to do some U.S. geography with them this year. And so I actually went ahead and purchased this one, National Geographic Kids Beginners United States Atlas, and then National Geographic Kids United States Atlas. And then I also purchased Children's Atlas to the U.S.A. by MasterBooks. This is actually part of their U.S. geography curriculum, but you can purchase just the atlas separately. And so I did, just to kind of see the differences between atlases. So I wanted to go ahead and do like a quick little flip through and then give you my thoughts on I'll begin with the Beginners United States Atlas. I'll just do kind of like a quick little flip through. So it has 2 pages for each state. So I like it. It's very nice. Great pictures. I love the map portion especially. So I really like the map portion of each state. So this is a solid option. I just felt like it was really large. Very large and kind of awkward to store. But I do like it. I like the images and things. The information's good, just very, every state has land and water, statehood, people and places, and a fun fact. And then you have obviously like state flag, state flower, state bird, and then like historic buildings, things that they're known for, Kentucky Derby, things like that. So I don't dislike it. It's a really large book. So here's one of the examples right here that I had previously mentioned. Delicate Arch in Arches National Park is one of more than 2,000 arches that have been eroded by the natural forces of wind and water over millions of years. So there's, little mentions like that throughout. Nothing crazy, but just kind of something to be aware of if you are wanting to be more cautious of things like that. And then it also covers U.S. territories, which I liked. I thought that this was really nice to add the U.S. territories and maps of those territories as well. And then I like the glossary. So very nice. Beginner's United States Atlas. Now I'll move on to the United States Atlas. Very similar to the beginners. Just it's smaller, which I appreciate. I like that it's a smaller book, but it's also a little bit more in depth. Really nice maps. Talks about climate, natural hazards. And this one also has a page dedicated to Washington, D.C. I like these maps as well. These are really nice. So, you know, some just basic information you'll find on every single page for every state, but then definitely more information than what was on provided for each state in the beginner's atlas. So this one is definitely geared towards a slightly older audience. But once again, a very nice option. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with any of these. I love different things about each of them. And then once again, we'll see an example on Utah once again. Here, Arches National Park, talking about the arches. Once again, shifting of underground salt beds over a period of 100 million years. So once again, just something to be aware of if that's something that you want to look out for, be cautious of. U.S. territories again, which I really like. Learn some information on the people of the U.S. territories. So another very solid option. And then this one is the Children's Atlas of the U.S.A. by MasterBooks. It starts off with an introduction, and it just talks about America Begins, government system, the American landscape, the road ahead, God's desire for the nations. So this one definitely does have more of a biblical viewpoint. It is not secular. It is very biblical. And, you know, here you'll see where it talks about God's desire for nations, and it brings up several scriptures. So this one is definitely from the viewpoint and belief that God created the world, and that the world is not millions of years old. Christian foundations, each state. So this one, I love this one. One, because I do love that it has such a biblical background and it's not secular. That's just something that I've discovered with my homeschool curriculum, is when it comes to history and science, I much prefer a Christian curriculum over secular. And that also goes into geography as well for me. I prefer a geography curriculum I've discovered recently that is from a Christian publisher with a Christian background. But I really love this atlas. I feel like it has a good variety of information. It'll talk about important things about this state, history, like historical, and Russell Cave National Monument. So just historical and geographical, and then it gives you a map of where those are located in the state. So I really like this. I feel like it has like a nice amount of information without feeling overwhelming and without being too much. But I feel like it's a good mix between just enough and not overwhelming. And then this one just goes in alphabetical order, because the geography curriculum that it goes along with, you study the states in alphabetical order. So this one is not broken up by region like the other two. This one is in alphabetical order. Here you'll notice I'm just going to point out Utah for each of them. No mention of 100 million years ago or anything of that nature. And this one also has a page dedicated to Washington, D.C. or the District of Columbia, which is very nice. It has a glossary. So this one does not mention or bring up or touch at all on the U.S. territories, which I feel is kind of it's the only thing that I would have really liked to have had. It's not like a huge deal, but that is the one thing that I found this was lacking that the others had. So in conclusion, I decided to go ahead with the Children's Atlas of the U.S.A. by MasterBooks. It's by far my favorite. It's just, as you saw, beautiful pictures. I love the layout, but the real tipping point and selling point for me is that it's from a Christian perspective and not a secular perspective, whereas the other two atlases, you know, I was skimming through them and noticed just things like 2 million years ago, this is how this was formed. It's not what we believe. And so why teach it to my kids? And I'm not saying that we'll never get into that with them. We'll discuss that with them as they get older, and explain why we don't believe those things. But for us, for this year, don't really want to address it. And then I actually also ultimately decided to purchase all of MasterBooks' U.S. Geography course. And we're going to be doing that, but I'm probably going to just kind of do it in my own way this year, to kind of go along with our history that we're doing. So that's what I decided, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you liked this video, you like the content, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you next time.